What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into AEW Dynamite from February the 21st, 2024. A pretty okay show. We're on the road to Revolution, which is next Sunday. And I'm kind of excited. I think this was a pretty decent show. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, that being the Blackpool Combat Club, which is Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli, versus FTR. So this was a no contest. This was a draw, basically, which sucks. I don't know why they even did the match in the first place. If they're going to go this route, I hate when they do this shit. They've been doing a lot of draws lately, and Tony Khan needs to really be mindful of that. You don't want to always just do a time limit draw on everything. I feel like that's a waste of time. I feel like if you were going to do something, maybe you could have done like a promo battle or something like that or whatever for a good 5-10 minutes or something like that. But a full-blown match and then there's no winner, it is what it is. I get that you have to build up for the pay-per-view next weekend, but still, that's not how I would have booked things. But it is what it is. So, it goes to a time limit draw. They continue to brawl some more, and then referees and officials and other AEW personnel come and they break everything up. So that's fine. Moving on, Renee Paquette, she's backstage for Orange Cassidy. So Orange Cassidy addresses everything that he's been doing as of late for the past few weeks. Orange Cassidy has Doc Simpson reveal his status, and the doctor states that Orange meets the minimum clearance to compete tonight against Mike Bennett. Oh, joy. Oof. Not really feeling Orange Cassidy. Moving on from that nonsense, Alex Marvez, he talks to FTR about what went down moments ago. So FTR, they offer a challenge at Revolution against the Blackpool Combat Club. And so the Blackpool Combat Club, they come out, they come from backstage, and they have some words with FTR. They all start to argue, and then officials separate them again. So this is fine. Pretty good shit here. Again, where do you go after this is done? What do you do with FTR? And what do you do with Blackpool Combat Club? I feel like they're both just being wasted. They're both just there just to be there at this point. I don't know. I really don't. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess. But we'll see how things go. I hope that there's not a whole bunch of matches on this pay-per-view. It didn't really need to be a whole bunch of matches either. I would go maybe no more than like 6 to 8. 6 being the bare minimum, 8 being the maximum. And that's one thing that Tony Khan needs to actually look out for, is when you're building these cards, you don't want to make these match cards long and have too many matches and bore the crowd to death. You really want to kind of do no more than, I think, 6 to 8 matches, like I said before. Even though this is a pay-per-view, you can still end the pay-per-view within at least a good 3.5 hours, and you're good to go. So there's that. Again, what do you do with FTR going forward? I have no idea. The same can be said for Blackpool Combat Club. I just don't know. They're just feuding just to get these guys on the pay-per-view card next week. Moving on. So this leads us into Orange Cassidy versus Mike Bennett. Didn't give a flying fuck about this. Orange Cassidy gets the win via the beach break. Post-match, the Undisputed Kingdom, they rush in and they beat down Orange Cassidy until Jake Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, rushes down the ramp to make the save, and I have no idea where they're going with this shit. This makes zero sense. This is so stupid. So stupid. I honestly thought that Jake Hager may have been quietly released. I'm not even going to hold you guys up. I thought that's what had happened to Jake Hager. I don't know. I really don't know. The Undisputed Kingdom is a failure. They need to break up that faction ASAP, and I'm tired of it. Like, it's a dead faction. It's a complete and utter dead faction. Moving on. So, we go backstage where Renee Paquette, she has a brief chat with Ruby Soho and Cool Hand Angelo about their plans for the night. So a vehicle rolls up, nice little SUV rolls up, and out comes the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that Ruby Soho and Cool Hand Ange were doing anything. I guess this is more so like a Rampage Collision type of thing. Who gives a fuck? Get this off my television, please. It's not even that important. Like, come on. Moving on. So backstage we hear from Ric Flair as he expresses his disappointment in not being a bigger part in Sting's final match at Revolution. And before he meets the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. So this is fine. I do like this. I'm very intrigued and see where this goes. I'm pretty sure Flair will probably be in the corner of the Young Bucks. He might even play into helping the Young Bucks to defeat Sting and Darby, which I do think that will probably happen. We don't know. But if I was a betting man, I would bet money that Flair is going to turn heel and side with the Young Bucks and cost Sting. I think that'd be great. Moving on. So Tony Schiavone, he speaks with Daniel Garcia after what happened last week. Tony Schiavone says Edge is out of action, but Daniel Garcia will be facing Christian Cage for the TNT Championship at AEW Revolution. So the crowd chants "You deserve it," which for Garcia gives thanks before addressing the loss of confidence he had in recent months. So Daniel Garcia talks about the Continental Classic and how it helped him get back on the right track, thanking the fans for helping him get that feeling back before saying the next time he sees Edge, he will be TNT champion, promising to take Christian Cage down at AEW Revolution and take the title, which is fine. So out comes Christian Cage and the rest of the patriarchy. Christian Cage tells the crowd to shut up while he conducts his business. Christian Cage says that he doesn't think the title match should be happening at Revolution, not because Daniel Garcia isn't capable, but because he isn't ready. According to Christian Cage, Daniel Garcia just wants to make the people happy, but Christian Cage knows why Garcia is the way that he is. Christian Cage says that he knows something that these people don't, bringing up the dark past of Daniel Garcia, by reminding him that he once had a father and his father is dead. So he continues to run down Daniel Garcia's dead father. So this ignites Daniel Garcia. So Christian Cage offers to help Garcia reach his full potential. At AEW Revolution, Christian Cage doesn't want to be Daniel Garcia's opponent. He wants to be his father. So then Daniel Garcia calls Christian Cage out, saying, since he knows so much about his dead father, how about he come in the ring so Daniel Garcia can put him in the ground next to him. So then Christian Cage then sends down Nick Wayne to do his dirty work. So then Then Garcia locks in the Dragon Slayer. Killswitch, he gets involved, but Daddy Magic, he intervenes with a steel chair and fights off the rest of the patriarchy. So this is fine, I guess. This actually makes sense. I do think that Edge probably will make his return at Revolution, costing Christian Cage the TNT Championship to Daniel Garcia, and they can continue their feud, that being Edge and Christian, and probably have it conclude at Double or Nothing in May, which would be fine. And I think that would be the right place to end their feud. Maybe do like a last man standing match, or a steel cage match, or even a ladder match, something, I don't know. Something, I mean, some sort of stipulation that will end their feud. So, I don't know, but it's such the Edge is going to be out that long. I thought he was just going to be out for a week or two, because they beaten to death the Concerto angle that he's done so much over the years. But this does make perfect sense. So, because if you really look at it, Edge and Christian's feud doesn't really even require the TNT Championship. It's just a prop at this point. And I get that Christian Cage is a great TNT champion, and he's brought prestige to the title, but this feud does not need a title. It just doesn't. You can still get a lot of legs out of not having the title around the waist of Christian Cage. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can do like a damn blood feud with Edge and Christian, and then have them reunite sometime in 2025. That's what I would do. I would long-term book this thing. This would be long-term booking. Moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she talks to Hangman Page, who fires himself up. Hook and Rob Van Dam ahead of their trios match. He says that Hangman Page says that they're doing things his way, and that they're going to take out Swerve and injure Swerve. That's the name of the plan, and we're sticking to it. So this makes sense. Moving on. So Toni Storm, she defeated Sydney Winnell, who's a local jobber enhancement talent. She wins via the Venus de Milo, which makes sense. So this match was short. This was maybe about a good minute and 15 seconds, I believe. So 45 seconds, which wasn't bad. Post-match, timeless Toni Storm, my bad, celebrates. Then out of nowhere, Deonna Purrazzo, she comes down to the ramp. Her match is up next. She takes on Madison Rayne. Talk about TNA Impact. That's great. This is great. I thought Madison Rayne had been quietly released as well. I thought she was a producer. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I thought she was a producer. Like, seriously, I really did think she was a producer. But Deonna Purrazzo gets the win via the ankle lock. So this makes sense. So Toni Storm, post-match, rushes down to the ring. They have a little brawl scene, that being Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. She locks in the ankle lock, that being Toni Storm. And so referees, they try to break it up. But then finally, Toni, she relents. And she applies some lipstick on her lips before leaving the ring with Luther and Mariah May. So this is pretty cool. I do like this. So this makes perfect sense. Again, do you prolong this feud after Revolution, or do you have it just be a one and done, and then you have Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing? I don't know. Or you could say that for Wembley. That's what I would do. I would say that for Wembley. You could get a couple more matches out of Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. You could continue to tell that story. That's what I would do. Moving on. So Darby Allin, he's backstage with Sting. They're in a red lit room. So Darby Allin, he calls the Young Bucks for what they did a couple weeks ago. He calls out the Young Bucks for what they did a couple weeks ago, before saying the only thing that matters in this is family. Sting agrees, addressing the fact that no one messed with his own flesh and blood in his career except the Young Bucks. So Sting talks about how his father passed away a week ago, saying that he was like a hero to the icon that taught him wrong from right. This makes him think about his own mortality, realizing that he's not invincible. But one thing he does know, everything he has left in him, he's bringing to Revolution, and it's going to meet the Young Bucks face to face. The Young Bucks have a fight on their hands at Revolution, the fight of their life. So I do like that. This is great. I loved it. We send our thoughts and condolences to Sting, and we send our love and condolences to him. Wow, this was great. I love this. Very, very good stuff here. They also showed a picture of Sting with his kids, so that was great. I did love that touch. This is a really powerful segment here. This makes me think and wonder, now that Sting mentioned that, are they going to have Sting and Darby retain at Revolution? Makes you wonder. It really does make you think. I don't know. Really, really good stuff here. Moving on. So Tony Schiavone, he welcomes Wardlow to the ring. So Wardlow tells Schiavone to get out the ring before he knocks him down again. So Wardlow's mad because 2 years ago, he had thousands upon thousands of fans cheering for him, but now that rocket that was strapped to him, to his back, has let him down time and time again. So Wardlow addresses the fact that he's not had much as a chance to hold the World Championship. Not only that, he's beaten men who's held the title with one man, a man who called himself the real world champion, referring to CM Punk, and still falling apart because of what he did to him. Then he talks about MJF, who was laid out and left to recover from his wounds, and the current AEW World Champion, Samoa Joe, a man Wardlow choked out and beat in the past. Wardlow feels that he's the best in the world, and he's better than you, and you know it. And he's the most dangerous man in the room, which makes him an uncrowned king. Wardlow is hungry and tired of scraps, before stating, "This is no longer wrestling. This is war." This is absolutely great. I love this. This is tremendous. Fucking tremendous. Wardlow needs to be champion by Double or Nothing. I love Samoa Joe. I'm a fan of Samoa Joe. But Wardlow needs this. Wardlow needs this tremendously. This is really Wardlow's last chance. This is really his last chance. I'm not going to hold you guys up. It's his last chance. Wardlow has to win this. Wardlow needs to be champion by Double or Nothing. And how we get there, I have no idea. But maybe you make his presence felt in the triple threat match where Samoa Joe, where he takes out Swerve and Hangman, and then Joe retains, and then, maybe we start it that way. But this is what Wardlow needed, and I hope that Tony Khan does finally strap the rocket to Wardlow's back and push him into the stratosphere, because this guy's a fucking star. Wardlow is that damn good. Wardlow should be the face of AEW, hands down. It should be Wardlow. Wardlow is super good. He reminds me of Dave Bautista and Goldberg combined, mixed, and I love it. This is tremendous. This was tremendous. I love this. Moving on. So the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, oh my God, they met up ahead of a trios match, mixing things up for Collision. So they're doing some stuff where it's going to be, I think, Jay White, Colton Gunn, and Billy Gunn teaming up to take on another trios trios team. I don't fucking know. Who cares? I feel so bad for Jay White. I feel so bad for Jay White. Damn, I wish that Jay White was in WWE. I really do. Like, Jay White is somebody that if he went to WWE, he could be in NXT for about 6 months to a year, and then I think he would do well on the main roster. Moving on. So, we get a video package hyping up Will Ospreay, where he's going to be at Dynamite next week. Who really cares? So we go backstage where Don Callis talks about the match against Tenosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay at Revolution. He talks about how Will Hobbs, how he's going to win the Meat Man Challenge or whatever that is. I know Wardlow, that's what Tony Khan whispered into the ear of Tony Schiavone when the Wardlow segment went down. And then Don Callis called Sammy Guevara a cuck, which was funny. And he said that he's going to make Sammy Guevara pay on Rampage. Who gives a fuck? Main event, 6-man tag action. Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage versus Hook, Hangman Adam Page, and Rob Van Dam. Samoa Joe wins. He chokes out Rob Van Dam. There was a spot in the match where I believe it was Hangman who powerbombed Swerve through a table, I believe. This is fine, but why? I thought Hangman was a heel. Like, this was weird. Like, if you're going to have Swerve be at babyface, he should be on the side of Hook and RVD. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get that, but it is what it is. This is Tony Khan booking. Again, where do you go with this going forward? Also, it seems like Hangman was selling his ankle. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully that's just in kayfabe only and he's not truly injured. Because if he is, that would suck. But Dynamite was okay this week. It was pretty okay. I love the Christian Cage promo. I love the Wardlow promo. And I love the Sting and Darby Allin promo. So this was a very decent show with 3 powerful promos. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.